Hello and welcome to another edition of Technoholic. Among other things, we've got an exclusive look at a brand new gadget category for you. Let's tell you what's lined up on the show this week. IIT coaching meets iPad. We check out the all-new iProf. We'll take a short break right now, but don't go anywhere, because coming up after that, we have an exclusive for you. The first look at a device that's hoping to, take some of the drudgery out of preparing for competitive exams and give it the cool of, the Apple iPad phenomenon, or rather the tablet phenomenon. The all-new iProf coming up on the other side of Technoholic. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still watching Technoholic, and while you were in the break, I was getting some fairly bad memories of the nightmares that one had studying for competitive examinations in class 11 and 12. And well, that's come back to haunt us with the launch of this device. Going to hit, it won't hit the shelves technically. It'll only be available through this particular company called iProf. It's an interesting device. So before I get to talking with Varun about his thoughts on it, let's quickly just take you through some of the key features of the iProf. Okay, so you take a 7-inch Arcos touchscreen tablet with headphone, mic and USB. You slap on the Android operating system and stuff it with lectures and study material, and voila, you have the iProf. When you boot the device, you'll see a home screen where you can enter a username and a password to access an offline client of iProf's learning management system. So what was the idea behind creating such a device?
Demand for good professors exceeded. Their salaries have reached into crores, and there's such a shortage in level 2 and level 3 cities that it's not available. So we thought technology is the solution by which we can bring the best education all across the country to every student who needs it and deserves it. That's how we started working on it, and then we created a device which should be usable by all the students.
The dashboard is where all your apps such as the calculator, the media player, quizzes, tests and other academic exercises are located. These are of course subscription-based services dependent on which entrance exam and which subjects you're preparing for. But how exactly is this device better than loading something off the web on a regular notebook?
There will be three challenges again. First, you have to, when you load it on the open device, it is like, as I said, likely to pirate it. Secondly, these files are very heavy. 1 hour video is about 80 to 100 MB. So if you start downloading it on your home video, you can spend the whole night downloading a 1 hour video. Our iStudy Zones, which we are establishing all across the country, will make possible downloading of these files on this closed device, as you are calling it, which is iProf, very quick.
Lectures and instructions by professors from well-known test prep firm Brilliant Tutorials and other animated videos can be controlled using the touchscreen, and you can rewind, pause and play. The device with content for 3 IIT JEE subjects is priced at approximately 22,000 rupees, and the company says that content for more entrance tests such as medical law and management will soon be included. My first thought is that 20,000 plus for all the subjects and the device itself may not seem much, considering people are willing to shell out much more over 2 years for coaching classes and study material. But at the end of the day, you would have to, think that parents might be a bit skeptical, thinking that their kids will just use this to, do time pass, as they call it, and may not yet view it as a studying device. Do you think mentally, though, we are breaking that barrier? Do you think people will take devices such as these seriously as entrance exam preparation tools?
See, I think it's the same as having a computer. Parents think that might also be a time pass device for a lot of kids. Some kids make good use of it, some kids don't. At the end of the day, it's about what is it that you want to do with that device. Though, as far as mobile education products are concerned, this is something which I see as a trend nowadays. The most popular and the most expensive application on the iPhone itself is actually a flashcards application for law exams in the US.
Right.
And I think this is a brilliant trend. I think tablets in education make perfect sense to me. And I think good quality software is what's going to make the difference.
Right, but this education space as far as technology is concerned is very interesting, because it has two completely diversionary paths. One, of course, is the fact that education seems a fantastic business. It's a great money spinner. People are willing to, put out tons of money for education. They don't seem to hold back. So you have people who are taking the sort of commercial route to it. And then you have projects like, MIT's open courseware on the web. And very interestingly, recently while I was watching, the IPL on YouTube, I was just seeing the statistics on the side, and it said that the IPL is India's most watched channel, the IPL channel, and then I just clicked on that to see which are the other most subscribed channels, and the number 2 most subscribed channel on YouTube India after the IPL, I'm just going to pull it up, is something called NPTEL HRD, which is essentially the National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, which is a JV of the IITs and the Indian Institute of Science, and that has tons of videos from professors of the IITs and the IISc just been recorded in fairly good format. I would say almost as good as the ones on iProf and free to view on YouTube. So, on one end you would argue that education is great business, but it's also something that a lot of people want to do as a social service free of cost, use the internet to give it to all. So, do you see a dichotomy between the two? If IIT and ISC professors are putting these lectures up free of cost on YouTube, and they obviously seem to be a big hit on par with the IPL, do you think these guys will have competition or they can coexist?
Well, they can coexist, and they have to coexist. At the end of the day, people do different things with their time.
Right. So anyway, all I would say that it's pretty interesting that even in a country like India, where you would argue that since most of these competitive examinations are not even online yet, and we still seem, especially for our public institutions, seem to be a little behind the curve on the technology side. The fact, at least, that the entrance exam ecosystem is moving towards this technology-based sort of an approach is pretty interesting. So this is an exclusive look at the iProf first on this show, and if you've got people, in the family or you yourself interested in preparing for the competitive examinations in the coming year, you might want to check this out. Just Google iProf and or check out the Technoholic blog, and you should be able to see the exclusive video that we just showed you.